Hi everyone, I am Obeleagu Christian C in batch 2017-05-12, Group 8 MMN Nigeria Guided School. I want to talk about my table of contents. 1. The meaning of MMM. Secondly, ideology of MMM. Thirdly, the working principle of MMM. Fourthly, the benefit of MMM. And finally, the fifth one, the rules of MMM. Okay, the meaning of MMM. MMM is a community of mutual financial assistance between its members, participants on the principle of reciprocity, gratuitousness, and benevolence. MMM is neither a bank, an online business investment, nor an MPL program. Rather, MMM is a platform established by Saji Mavodi to connect people of different classes and enable them provide a direct financial assistance without involving a third party who is bent on extorting from a poor customers. Okay, in MMM you don't have to make contract pledges on your property. There's no lenders and no debtors. Everything is simple. One participant asks for help, another participant helps. The only requirement is that the participant is honest and kindness to each other. Okay, the ideology of MMM. Money rules the world. Therefore, irrespective of how hard you work, how you are to people, how honest and faithful you are, without money renders you valueless. Money in our world is assumed as a measure of success. It belongs to people who practically does nothing or work far lesser than the workers. Initially, when I was a kid, I was told that money is the measure of labor. That the more you work, the more you earn. The more you work, the more you earn. As I was growing up, I discovered that the truck pushers practically work harder than anyone else, but remain perpetually poor all their life. I was told that it was because they didn't go to school. I believed. Later, as I graduated, I discovered that most graduates work day and night for a penny, or what we call hand to mouth, that is, working to be able to feed themselves. Then I discovered that we have been living in a world full of fairy tales. Otherwise, the truck pushers would live like lords, the coal miners, concrete casters, the bricklayers would have mansions. Then we are all slave of money, and precisely slave to those who produce money. We live to dance to the tune of anyone who provide us with money, irrespective of the task, unless few with conscience. Okay, what is money? Money is a tool of slavery, or a paper designed according to the value of which the authorities to control mankind. It could be printed as many as possible, but of course, in accordance to US Federal Reserve System, which creates an internal rule to avoid production of money, which might lead to devaluation of the currency. No external force restricts them. Okay? Banking institutions are established to keep this money in their custody and give it to the owners on request. Most people would work even on holidays to ensure they live good life. Sometimes they make little savings in order not to exhaust all. I would work strenuously to ensure that the little savings all their lives and still teach the successor how to make savings. The mindset will be passed on from generation to generation. So, in the real sense, a man just need to have that consciousness. He has money somewhere, but most times he will live not to exhaust it. The banks, knowing fully well that everyone can't get the money at a time to make withdrawals, takes advantage of it and would go far and even beyond trading with those money without any interest. Rather, they will charge you for keeping your money for you. Okay? If you are giving out this money, which doesn't belong to them in their customers, it becomes a loan which only can be obtained with a collateral accompanied with interest, which oftentimes grow higher than the main amount borrowed. Okay? Thank God for MMM, which has established to salvage us from this mess. MMM is giving us a privilege, or rather the right to get a financial assistance without becoming a debtor. No interest, no collateral. Okay? How MMM works. In MMM, there is no central account. All money flows where it can be easily stolen. All money flows and where it can easily be stolen from. All the money is only on the banking account of the participants and the participants themselves. How it works technically: you declare your willingness to provide help (PH) by clicking "Provide Help" on your personal office, stating the amount which you would be rewarded with Mavro, which is an entire currency or score of the system. The Mavro starts growing at the rate of 30% per month. Calculating reward occurs twice a week, at Tuesdays and on Thursdays around 00 GMT. The sum of Mavro shows the amount you can request for yourself. Okay? For example, if you have announced your willingness and given assistance of $200, you'll be rewarded with extra $60, making it $260, and which will be available for withdrawal after 2 weeks from the day of the PH was created. Okay? Benefits of MMM. There are a lot of benefits in the MMM. 1. The 30% monthly interest registration bonus, which ranges from $20 to $100 depending on the amount you've contributed. $20 for $50 to $499 contribution, frozen for 2 weeks. Okay? Then $50 for $500 to $2,999, frozen for a month. $100 for $3,000 and above, also frozen for a month. 10% of amount contributed by the referrer credited to the referee on first contribution. Okay, fourth, the guider's bonus. A guider receives 5% of amount contributed by their downline at the first level, 3% of the amount at the second level, and 1% at the fourth level. And finally, the testimonial video bonuses, which you get when you PH and you GH, you make testimonial videos. Certain amount of bonuses paid to you. Yeah, want to talk about the rules of MMM. A participant is not allowed to have more than one account. Very important. You have to invest with your spare money only. If a participant refers its relative contribution should not be equal or lesser to the amount contributed by him. Avoid using a particular bank account for multiple MMM accounts. Thank you a lot for your time. I still remain Obeleagu Christian C. Gracious. I appreciate your time for listening to this. I still remain Obeleagu Christian C. Thank you all.